Thank you for joining us today. We're here to talk about what I think all of us who have been involved in this see as an exciting new venture relating to assisting and helping with our homeless population in our communities. I'm joined today by Mayor Joanne Seguini, Mayor of Midvale, Salt Lake County Mayor Ben McAdams, the Road Home Executive Director Matt Minkovich, 4th Street Clinic Director Christy Chambers, and Volunteers of America Director Kathy Gray. We're all going to be saying a few things, and then if there are questions, happy obviously to answer those questions. This afternoon, the Salt Lake County Council of Governments, Salt Lake County and Salt Lake City are announcing the awarding of the first Council of Governments Homeless Services grant of $200,000 to the Road Home, Volunteers of America, Utah, and the 4th Street Clinic for this new initiative. This effort came about over the last year as a result of really all of the communities or at least a number of the communities in the Salt Lake Valley coming together to agree to provide some additional support in our combined efforts for our homeless services. So the grant will be used in what's being called and being created a street engagement team, and there will be a shared outreach headquarters that will be located at the 4th Street Clinic. That street engagement team is going to focus on outreach to the homeless individuals in the downtown area, specifically around Rio Grande Street, Pioneer Park, and the Depot District. They'll be facilitating intensified outreach services to get people off the streets and into housing. It's a collaborative effort, as I mentioned, really centered around the Salt Lake County Council of Governments and Salt Lake County and Salt Lake City's existing work. There are 10 cities in Salt Lake County who've stepped up, and they've recognized homeless services as a countywide issue and have devoted a portion of their budgets to support this initiative, and we're really looking forward to that coming forward and providing really a whole new set of services that heretofore we just haven't been able to provide for the homeless in our community. I think, as all of you know, and many of you have participated in what has been recognized nationally as work by our collective region around homeless services. With Phoenix, we were the first city in the country to effectively eliminate veterans' homelessness in our community. We are continually having visitors come from other parts of the country to look at how we are addressing homelessness. And it has been, in a very real sense, a huge success for our region. And that isn't to say, though, that we don't have an enormous undertaking in front of us. The homeless population has grown exponentially since the beginning of the Great Recession, and the nature of our homeless population has changed. That means the demands on services and on facilities have also increased proportionately throughout our region. We also are seeing, with the changing part of our city, in Salt Lake City, or our downtown, with increased development, with many increased residents, with many increased businesses, that the impacts are felt more strongly, and the impacts at times have grown. While they fluctuated over time, they certainly have grown in recent years. And there's been an enormous effort collectively by this region and people working together to identify how best to address improving both our services to the homeless, but also in addressing some of the community effects. This is not a new effort in terms of addressing homelessness. And I've got to say, I'm particularly appreciative that as we brought this forward to the communities in our valley, that they have stepped forward in a major way recognizing that our homeless population comes from every community, literally every community in this valley, and even out in the mountains. And so it really is a collective responsibility, and this is a great reflection, I think, on our valley and on our communities, that everyone is stepping forward and adding services that I'm confident are going to make a great difference. I'm now pleased to turn some time over to Mayor Joanne Seguini. Mayor Seguini has been not only an incredible leader of her community, but in the particular area of providing services for people who are disadvantaged across the region. She has taken the lead time and time again, and appreciate her long-standing commitment and all the work she's done. So, Mayor Seguini.
It's very interesting that as you work with the homeless population, as we do at the Midvale Shelter, and as Mayor Becker has said, our population has changed. It used to be single men. It is now families. We only are serving families in that overflow shelter. This has an impact on the community. As the business area expands near the homeless shelter, we're getting a lot of pushback saying it's a disturbing influence. And it is. It's hard to have people who have nothing but what they can carry in plastic bags and no place to go and are waiting for a second chance. But it's so critical in our communities to know that if you lose your home in any city in Salt Lake County, there are people in that city that are stepping up to provide some fund, some help, and some support. Will it ever be problem-free? No. But the fact that the many cities in Salt Lake County that stepped up and donated to this fund is very, very significant. While every city doesn't have a homeless shelter, every city has homeless. And we are very happy to see the kind of intercity cooperation, inter-county cooperation that will help us better meet the needs of people who need a new start, a second chance, and I think we're being very successful. Thanks to everyone who recognizes the problem, and to all of us that are making the effort to provide services. Mayor McAdams.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Mayor Becker, Mayor Seguini. It's my pleasure to stand here today as a participant in this collaborative effort to addressing homelessness in the Salt Lake Valley. Homelessness, like many of the challenges we face, is not easily confined to a jurisdictional line in the sand. When we have a homeless population, they are coming from across the Salt Lake Valley and across the state. And what's exciting about this proposal that we're doing today is that we're recognizing that where the solution is, what's exciting about what's happening today is that we are recognizing that where the problem is regional, we're stepping forward with a regional solution. We have 10 municipalities from across the Salt Lake Valley who have voluntarily put forward funding to participate in this solution. And the street engagement team that we are forming with as a result of this voluntary funding will help to connect individuals to the key services that will help them get on the road to recovery and on the road to stable housing. So what we're seeing here is that there are numerous services provided not only in Salt Lake City, Midvale, Salt Lake County, and throughout the county for the services to serve the people who are affected through homelessness. But we're also we're seeing governments come together with funding for a solution, but this street engagement team will also bring together not only government services, county behavioral and mental health services, city and county housing services, and the nonprofit sector and faith sector and other sectors. Through this street engagement team, we will be helping to connect individuals to the services they need to succeed. And it truly is inspiring to see people breaking down silos, working across jurisdictional lines, and coming together for solutions to what is truly a regional challenge. Thank you.
Substance use disorder, mental and behavioral issues, homelessness, poverty. These are complex problems, sometimes all of which can conspire in the heart of one individual and people find themselves on the streets. These are also problems that have solutions, none of which these solutions can occur without collaboration. So on behalf of my dedicated teammates and the Board of Trustees at the Road Home, I want to thank the mayors who are here today, Mayors Becker, Mayor Sagini, Mayor McAdams, for their contribution to this collaborative effort. I want to thank the other mayors in the participating jurisdictions that recognize that we are our brothers and our sisters' keeper and are also contributing to this effort. I want to thank my fellow service providers, our capable team at the 4th Street Clinic, our friends at Valley Services and Valley Mental Health, our friends at Volunteers of America, because together we can collaborate in a manner which can reach out to some of the most distressed individuals who find themselves living on the streets and saying, let's work together toward a common goal, a solution. And things can be much better than the way they currently are. And there will always be challenges. But our solutions can improve and expand, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to work with our street engagement teams to see that that actually takes place.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christy Chambers, and I'm the CEO with 4th Street Clinic. And I believe we all have a moral obligation to work together as a community for the safety of all of our citizens, as well as the dignity and respect of everyone in our community, all walks of life. I'm excited for this collaboration between Volunteers of America and Road Home. I think that us working together to manage a population that has so many complex needs, medical, housing, behavioral health, the list goes on and on and on. But we are so privileged at 4th Street Clinic to be able to welcome our community partners into our campus. We're very excited for this collaboration. I think the proximity of the agencies is going to lend very nicely to solving some of the issues that we face and coordinating efforts. I look forward to the patients that present and that we're able to service to come into 4th Street Clinic for their healthcare needs. We really are a compassionate agency that serves to make everyone healthy in this community.
And finally, I'm Kathy Bray. I'm the President and CEO for Volunteers of America, and I want to thank Mayor Becker, Mayor McAdams, Mayor Sagini, who have really had tremendous leadership getting us to the place where there's a new funding source through multiple cities to help us meet the needs of homeless people in Salt Lake City, Salt Lake County, and across the Wasatch Front. We are really excited again to be a partner. We've served with the Road Home and with the 4th Street Clinic for many, many years. This is a new opportunity. We have a new funding source that we can put together an innovative intervention where we're on the streets. Volunteers of America has done the homeless outreach, street outreach, feet on the streets for about 20 years now, and we're going to do more of that in a collaborative manner in an area that right now has many people. And we want to see what we can do to meet more of them and link them with services, bridging them to behavioral health resources as well as to the clinic, to the shelter as we do, and change the face of what Rio Grande Street and Pioneer Park look like at this moment. We look forward to watching that change, and we really appreciate the Council of Governments and their efforts to get behind us, to stand with us so that we can make a difference in the lives of so many people who are now homeless. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. We have a small check here, actually a very large check, that is signed by Mayor Timothy. So, Dirk, if you'd come up, maybe you can hand this to our providers. Mayor Timothy is the chair of the Council of Governments, and here we go. Congratulations.
Proposals that it's terrific, and we really look forward to continuing the programs.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks. We're happy to accept some questions. I should particularly note, whenever we're doing something up here, there are always a lot of people actually doing the work. And in this case, Carrie Stedman particularly has really helped shape how we can respect and make accountable the money that is coming in and really take best advantage of of additional resources that hopefully will benefit everyone, particularly obviously the homeless. So Carrie, thank you, and I could thank folks in our arena too, but Carrie, you put this together, so thank you. All right, thank you all.